How does understanding your animal's body language connect you more with them? Misunderstandings happen easily between humans who speak the same language. So misunderstandings between humans and animals are even greater, since we don't share a spoken language. We all want to better understand and relate to our animals, and our animals do the best they can to navigate our world and language when they live with us. And we humans don't realize the depths that our animals communicate back to us with their body. In this video, I'll help you discover these silent and subtle conversations that are happening between you and your pet. Becoming familiar with the important role of their body language in your communication will lessen their messages getting lost. By improving your awareness and making a few simple changes, you will have the power to make a shift in your communication and deepen your ability to better understand your animal. Welcome to the End and After channel. I'm Hunda Mäkinen, certified animal communicator and end-of-life and grief educator, where I'm offering pet parents information, education, and inspiration to further enhance your relationship and understanding with your pet. If you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit the like button below, as it really does help a small channel like mine grow and reach more pet parents looking to take their relationship with their pet to a whole new level of communication, compassion, and connection. In my experience as an animal communicator, I have learned that pet parents wanted to have something tangible to help them understand their pet when they were communicating with them. In my sessions, I started to realize animals were giving body responses when I was sharing their messages with their person. The animals were using their body, such as stretching, yawning, lip licking, shaking, and sighing, just to name a few, as their way of contributing to the conversation that I was having with their person. I started asking clients to observe their pet's body responses during our sessions. When they witnessed their pet responding with body cues, it made the parallels of the communication tangible, and it validated the messages their pets had to share. This opened the door for the clients to understand how much their pets truly understood how subtle their responses were, and how easily humans can miss them when they don't realize their significance. After pointing out these small, subtle cues, they started to see their animals with new eyes. They now felt more connected and began to pay attention to when and how they were talking with their pet. They began to notice their pet's silent body language cues. This empowered them, as it gave them the validation that they had always wanted to know, that their animal understood them. When you're able to observe your interaction with this new awareness, it gives you the confidence to better understand what your animal is communicating back to you. Let's look at learning your pet's body language. Before I get into that, I'm going to share some examples so you can become familiar with the body cues and the subtleties of their body language when they are responding to you. Many of these body cues you've actually already seen, but you didn't know that they were significant ways of them communicating back to you. Most pet parents are familiar with their pet's vocal communication, such as barking, growling, whining, meowing. But a good thing to keep in mind is when your animal is using their voice, it's often their way to let you know that their silent body language has gone unnoticed and it's been missed. So how do you go about learning how your animal communicates with you by using their body language? Well, for example, my own animals. When I spoke with our Great Pyrenees, Luna, her body language was to always yawn with a little sound, followed by a prance around the room with her head and tail held high. While Bosphorus, my Roddy, would sigh, and then he would alternate between direct eye contact and looking away. He also did a lot of shaking off and rolling. Madeira, my cat, often does a play bow combined with a stretch and head nudges and rubs her body into me. While CeeLo, he swishes his tail and walks directly in front or on me. Animals have different body cues and each have their own style of communicating with their body. And I've witnessed some cues to be more species specific, and also not only that, but vary from breed to breed, but also vary in the breed. I've witnessed many similarities also between a lot of animals. Some animals, like Luna, have a favorite body cue they like to use, and others use different ones each time. Here are the steps to get you started. Make a point to begin observing your animal. Take 2 to 5 minutes at a time where you give yourself full focus to simply observe them. Only observe, no interpretation. And I recommend starting in the house and not speaking with them. Watch their body. How do they move? How are they relating to their surroundings and other animal companions, to you and family members? Are they stiff, supple, tense, relaxed? Just start paying attention to how they use their body, as up until now, you probably haven't really paid attention to this and their body movements. This will now help you learn their mannerisms and their way of moving in the world. Also, consider taking a video recording of your animal. You'll discover more when you actually watch it back in slow motion. Slow motion helps you see what you miss in real time, as their body language is so fast and subtle. So what is that body language that you're actually looking for? Well, make sure you click in the description below in that link to get the full list of common body signals that I see in my practice when I'm sharing a communication. But some of the signs that I'll share with you here to look for are the turning of their head and looking away, sighing, lip licking, licking or grooming their body, looking down, shaking off, bowing, stretching, and yawning. These are common signs and responses for dogs, cats, and horses. Each species and animal will have their own body language. The key here is to increase your awareness of how much your animal uses their body to communicate. Discover which of these body cues they use. What cues do you see outside of this list? Make no interpretation or judgment, simply witness. See if over time your animal has a particular sign when you speak to them, or do they use many different ones? It's important to note that your animal's body language does not mean the same thing as we would interpret in human behavior for some of the body language I mentioned. Often people base these animal body cues with a human interpretation and think that their animal is being rude, disinterested, or actually doesn't even like or love them. This is not the case. This is our animal's way of letting us know their comfort level, their understanding of us, and of the situation. Write down what the body language you see is over your next week and briefly jot down the situation or interaction that it occurred in. One key factor to note here is that the same body language they show you can have a slightly different meaning in each different situation. It's important to always look at the big picture and to narrow down. I know to learn, you need to start with the body cue and work up to the big picture, but as your observation progresses, you'll be able to go from the big back to the small and the small to the big. And what I mean by big picture is observing and paying attention to the environment, yourself, your animal's full body, and not just the cue. Sometimes our animals actively use their body to communicate with us, and other times not so much. And there are some animals that either respond with very subtle cues and even not at all. Know that that is okay. You're not doing anything wrong. Often when an animal is not naturally using their body language, it's an animal who has either felt continuously unheard, suffered a trauma, abuse, or abandonment, and has shut down. Your desire to want to understand them will help them open up. Remember, each animal is an individual. They have their own skills and experiences and unique ways of communicating with their body with you. Start by observing body signals in isolation, and over time, with more practice, you open up to seeing the full context of the big picture. When you combine animal communication with the knowledge of these body cues, you take your relationship with your pet to a whole new level. Practice will help you be more fluent in understanding their language. I know this is a lot to consider, but when you learn their language, it stretches you outside of the box of spoken word and connects you in such a richer way with your animal. Your animal will thank you for your curiosity, willingness, patience, concentration, and new keen eye for observation because you want to understand them better. Remember, you didn't learn to speak your native tongue in an hour or a day. you learn to speak over several years. So learning your animal's body language cues will be no different. Enjoy the changes in your relationship and how your animal interacts back with you. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope it opens you and your pet to a new level of communication, compassion, and connection. If you want to learn more, click in the link in the description below to sign up for more education, information, and inspiration to come into your inbox so you can take your relationship with your pet to a new, deeper level. Any comments or questions you have about this video, please leave them below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, stay curious to new levels of communication, compassion, and connection in your relationship with your pet.